The slave market of Zarkin Prime was never quiet. Metal floors echoed with heavy steps. Alien voices mixed with machine sounds. Cages stood in long rows, filled with beings from many worlds. But one cage stood alone. It was bigger than the others. Stronger chains. Thick energy locks. Guards stood far away, not close. Inside the cage stood a giant woman. She was taller than any human. Her shoulders almost touched the metal roof. Her hands were large, but they did not shake. Her skin was pale, marked with old scars. Deep scars, not from battle, but from something worse. People did not shout at her. They whispered. "Do not look at her," one alien said. "She killed her last owner," another replied. "She is cursed," someone else whispered. Buyers passed her cage quickly. No one stopped. No one wanted her. The giant woman did not move. She did not growl. She did not beg. Her eyes stayed low, fixed on the floor, as if she had already accepted her fate. At the far end of the market, a human trader walked slowly. His name was Elias Ward. He had seen many strange things in space. Dangerous things, sad things. But this was different. He stopped. Elias looked at the giant woman's cage. The price sign above it was low. Too low for someone so large and strong. That alone told him something was wrong. An alien merchant rushed toward him. "No," the merchant said quickly. "Not that one. Choose another." Elias raised an eyebrow. "Why?" The merchant leaned closer and lowered his voice. "She is unstable. Experiments damage her mind. She is violent. She brings death." Elias looked again. The woman did not look violent. She looked tired. "Has she attacked anyone here?" Elias asked. The merchant hesitated. "No, but before." "Before does not matter," Elias said calmly. He noticed something the others ignored. Small metal marks around her neck and spine. Control ports. Military grade. She was a weapon, Elias said quietly. The merchant's eyes widened. "You should walk away, human." Elias did not. He stepped closer to the cage. The giant woman slowly lifted her head. Their eyes met for the first time. Her eyes were not full of rage. They were full of fear. Elias felt his chest tighten. "How long has she been here?" he asked. "Too long," the merchant said. "No one wants her." "Ido," Elias replied. The merchant froze. "You will regret this." Credits were transferred. Chains unlocked with a heavy sound. The market went silent. Guards raised their weapons, ready to fire. The giant woman did not move. Her breathing became slow and heavy. She waited for pain, for punishment. But nothing happened. Elias stood in front of her, small compared to her size. He did not point a weapon. He did not shout. "You are free to walk," he said. She took one careful step forward. The ground shook slightly. People backed away in fear. Another step. Still no attack. Her chains fell completely. Suddenly, a memory flashed through her mind. Screams, bright lights, orders shouted in alien languages. Pain burning through her bones as her body changed. She clenched her fists. Elias noticed. "Easy," he said softly. She looked down at him. Her voice was deep, slow, and filled with warning. "You should not have bought me." The guards aimed their weapons. Elias did not move. "Why?" he asked. She swallowed. "Everyone who owns me dies." The market gasped. Elias felt fear, but he did not step back. "Then maybe they should not have tried to own you." That confused her. No one had ever said that before. Sirens suddenly rang across the market. Red lights flashed. A loud voice echoed from above. "Attention! Unauthorized asset transfer detected." The merchant backed away in terror. "They know," he whispered. "They are coming for her." Elias turned to the giant woman. "Can you walk?" he asked. She nodded slowly. "Good," he said, "because we are leaving." As they moved toward his ship, shadows appeared in the sky. Military craft. Not police. Something worse. The giant woman looked up, her face pale. "They will not stop," she said. "They never do." Elias clenched his jaw. For the first time since he entered the market, he understood something clearly. Buying her was not a mistake. It was a declaration. And the galaxy was about to answer. Elias's cargo ship left Zarkin Prime at full speed. The slave market disappeared into the dark stars behind them. Inside the ship, everything felt too quiet. The giant woman stood near the cargo wall, her back pressed against cold metal. The ceiling lights reflected off her scars. She kept her hands open, far from anything she could use as a weapon. Elias noticed that. He stayed at a distance. Not because he feared her, but because he wanted her to feel safe. "My name is Elias," he said calmly. "You don't have to speak if you don't want to." She did not answer. The ship jumped into hyperspace. The sudden light made her flinch. Her breathing became fast. Her eyes moved around the room, searching for danger. Memories attacked her mind. White rooms, sharp tools, alien voices saying numbers, not names. She dropped to one knee. Elias moved closer, slow and careful. "Hey, you're okay. No one will hurt you here." Her voice came out broken. "You do not understand." "Then help me understand," Elias said. She hesitated. Then slowly she spoke. "My name was taken," she said. "They made me bigger, stronger. They said I was made to kill humans." Elias felt anger rise in his chest. He stayed quiet. "I refused," she continued. "So they punished me. Again and again. They tested weapons on me. They broke my bones to see if they would heal." Her hands shook, large hands that could tear steel. "I escaped," she said. "But everywhere I go, death follows. Owners sell me. Guards panic. Someone fires. Someone dies." She looked at Elias. "That is why I warned you." Elias took a slow breath. "You didn't kill them," he said. She frowned. "I survived them." "That's not the same thing," Elias replied. She did not know how to answer that. Elias went to a food unit and brought a large container. "You must be hungry." She stared at it, confused. "They used food to control me," she said. "No reward. No punishment. Just food." "This isn't control," Elias said. He placed it on the floor and stepped back. "It's a choice." Slowly, she reached for it. She ate carefully, as if afraid of breaking it. For the first time in a long time, no pain followed. Minutes passed. Then alarms screamed. Red lights flashed across the ship. Elias ran to the control panel. His face turned dark. "They tracked us." On the screen, 3 military ships appeared. Black hulls. No flags. The giant woman stood up fast. "They're coming for me." "They won't touch you," Elias said, but his voice lacked confidence. A signal broke through. "Human vessel," a cold voice said. "You are carrying stolen property. Power down and prepare to transfer the asset." Asset. The word hit her like a knife. Elias slammed his hand on the console. "She's not property." The voice replied, calm and cruel. "She is a failed weapon. Return her, and you may live." The giant woman stepped back. "Do it," she said quietly. "Give me to them." Elias turned. "No, they will kill you," she warned. Elias looked at her scars again. At the fear she tried to hide. "Then they'll have to try," he said. Suddenly, the ship shook. A warning flashed. Lock-on detected. The giant woman closed her eyes. This is how it always ends. But Elias surprised her. He cut engines and let the ship drift. Then he smiled slightly. "They think humans only fight with weapons," he said. "They're wrong." He pressed a hidden control. The ship vanished from scanners. The enemy ships fired anyway. Space lit up with energy blasts. The giant woman opened her eyes. The ship was still there, alive. Elias turned to her. "You're not cursed," he said. "You're hunted." She felt something new rise inside her. Hope. But far away, deep in alien space, a command signal activated. A kill switch. Inside her body. And it had just awakened. The pain started as a whisper. Deep inside the giant woman's body, something woke up. A slow burn spread through her chest and spine. She grabbed the wall to stay standing. Elias noticed immediately. "What's happening?" he asked. She shook her head. "I don't know, but it feels familiar." Her knees buckled. Elias rushed forward, fear on his face. Inside her mind, memories exploded. She saw the lab again. Cold floors, bright white lights, aliens standing behind glass walls, machines drilling into her bones, voices arguing. She is too strong. She resists orders. She protects humans. Protect les humains. That word echoed. She screamed and fell to the floor. The ship's metal shook under her weight. Elias grabbed a scanner, and ran it over her body. Red warnings filled the screen. "There's something inside you," he said. "A device. Military grade." Her voice was weak. "A kill switch." Elias froze. "They put a bomb in you?" "No," she said. "Worse. A control core. If I disobey, they activate it. Pain first, death later." Elias felt rage burn through him. "Who did this to you?" "The Coalition," she whispered. "The same ones who now hunt me." Elias stared at the stars outside the window. He had heard stories, whispers of secret wars, of experiments meant to stop humanity's rise. "Why you?" he asked. She closed her eyes. "They feared humans," she said. "Not your weapons. Your will. Your ability to stand back up." She remembered the first time she saw humans. She had been sent to a human colony. Orders were clear. Destroy it. But she saw families. Children. People protecting each other, even when they were weak. She refused. Instead, she stood between the humans and the alien soldiers. She took the fire meant for them. Humans hid her, treated her wounds, spoke to her like she mattered. That was her crime. "You didn't fail," Elias said quietly. "You chose." Her breathing slowed. The ship suddenly shook again. Harder this time. "They found us," Elias muttered. On the screen, a massive warship appeared, bigger than the others. Older, deadlier. A message came through. "Human Elias Ward," the voice said. "You are interfering with classified military property." "Property again." "You have one chance," the voice continued. "Release the Giantess, or be destroyed." The pain inside her grew stronger. She screamed, clutching her chest. Elias looked at her, then at the screen. "No," he said. The alien commander laughed. "Then you die with her." Elias turned to the ship's controls and opened a private channel. He sent one signal, a human signal. Far away, across the stars, receivers woke up. Old ships, hidden stations, civilian fleets, humans who remembered stories. Stories of a giant woman who saved colonies and vanished. The alien commander fired. The ship was hit. Lights flickered. Systems failed. The giant woman pushed herself up, despite the pain. "Let me go," she said. "I don't want more humans to die for me." Elias shook his head. "That's the difference between us and them." He looked her straight in the eyes. "We don't abandon our own." Outside, space began to fill with ships. Not warships. Human ships. Cargoveses. Mining rigs. Old defense craft. Not powerful alone, but together. The alien commander's voice returned, now tense. "What is this?" Elias smiled for the first time. "This," he said, "is what you never understood." The giant woman felt the pain pause for a moment. She felt something else instead. Belonging. But deep inside her, the kill switch charged fully. One command away, and the aliens were about to press it, space filled with human ships. They came from every direction. Old cargo ships, mining vessels with rust on their hulls, small defense crafts that should not be here. They were not an army, but they came anyway. The alien warship slowed. Its weapons stayed ready, but its commander hesitated. "This is impossible," the commander said. "Humans do not unite." Elias watched the screen. One by one, human ships opened channels. "We remember her. She saved my colony. She shielded our children. We owe her." The giant woman stared at the screen in disbelief. "They came for me," she whispered. Elias nodded. "For you, and for what you did." Pain ripped through her body again. She cried out and fell to her knees. The kill switch inside her burned hotter. "They are activating it," she gasped. Elias rushed to her side. "Hold on, please." The alien commander's voice returned, sharp and angry. "You see, human? Even now, she belongs to us." The giant woman looked at Elias. Tears ran down her face. "I never wanted this," she said. "I only wanted the pain to stop." Elias placed his hand on the cold floor near hers. He could not reach her face. She was too large. "You stopped it once," he said, "by protecting others. That still matters." Outside, alien fighters launched from the warship. Human ships moved forward. They did not have better weapons, but they had numbers, and they had trust. Mining ships released clouds of metal debris. Cargo vessels exploded fuel tanks in empty space to block targeting systems. Old defense ships formed shields around the weakest vessels. The battle began. Energy fire lit the stars. The giant woman forced herself to stand. Every movement hurt. The control core inside her screamed. "I can fight," she said. "If I move, they cannot aim well." Elias shook his head. "If you move too much, the kill switch." "I know," she said, "but I won't let them die." She walked to the cargo door and looked out at space. Her massive form filled the chamber. Elias realized something then. She was not afraid of dying. She was afraid of causing death. The alien commander watched in shock as the giant woman stepped outside the ship, magnetic fields holding her in place. She raised her arms, not to attack, to shield. Human ships hid behind her massive body as alien fire struck her instead. Pain exploded through her nerves. She screamed, but she did not move. "Fire!" the alien commander shouted. "Do not stop." Inside her, the kill switch reached maximum charge. A final command appeared in the system. "Execute." Elias saw the warning on his screen. "No," he whispered. He opened every channel at once. "All human ships," Elias said. "Listen to me. The device inside her is active. We need time." Time. The one thing they did not have. Then something unexpected happened. Human engineers aboard multiple ships began working at once. They shared data, old files, black market schematics, stolen coalition tech. "This control core," one voice said, "it uses a network signal." Another replied, "Then block the signal." "But it's quantum locked." A third voice cut in, calm, confident, "Not if we overload it." Human ships changed formation. They did not fire weapons. They fired signals. Thousands of signals. Different frequencies. Old languages. Noise. Music. Random code. The alien commander shouted in rage. "Stop them!" But it was too late. The kill switch hesitated. The pain inside the giant woman flickered. She gasped. "It's slowing," she said. Elias clenched his fists. Come on, come on." Then the alien warship powered its main cannon. A weapon meant to end everything. The commander smiled. "If we lose her, we erase all of you." The cannon charged. Light gathered. The giant woman looked back at Elias one last time. "If this ends me," she said softly, "thank you for seeing me." The cannon fired. Space went white. And for a moment, no one knew who survived. Silence filled space. Debris drifted slowly where the alien cannon had fired. Human ships floated, damaged but alive. The massive alien warship was gone, split apart into burning pieces. Elias opened his eyes. His ship was shaking, but it still existed. "Status," he whispered. Systems flickered back online one by one. Then he saw her. The giant woman was still there. She was on her knees outside the ship, breathing heavily. Smoke rose from her body. Deep burns marked her skin. But she was alive. Elias ran toward the cargo door. "You're alive," he said, his voice breaking. She looked down at him, confused. I don't feel the pain anymore." Inside her body, the control core was silent. Dead. Human ships cheered across open channels. It worked. The signal is gone. They can't control her anymore. Engineers confirmed it quickly. The overload had destroyed the kill switch completely. The coalition had lost its weapon forever. The giant woman closed her eyes. For the first time in her life, there was no voice inside her head. No command. No threat. Just silence. She began to cry. Large tears drifted into space like shining drops. Elias stood quietly. He did not speak. He understood this moment was hers. When she finally spoke, her voice was soft. "I was made to be a weapon," she said. "But humans fought for me without orders." Elias nodded. "That's who we are." Human ships slowly gathered around them. Not in fear. In respect. A message came in from a distant system. Then another. Then many more. Colonies she had saved long ago were sending signals. "Thank you. We remember. You are not forgotten." The giant woman looked at the stars, overwhelmed. "What happens now?" she asked. Elias thought for a moment. "Now," he said, "you choose." She looked at him. "Choose what? Who you want to be?" She smiled sadly. "I don't know how to be anything else." "You already do," Elias replied. "You protect. You care. You stand when others fall. She was quiet for a long time. Then she stood fully upright, taller than before, but no longer afraid of her size. I want to stand with humans, she said. Not above them. With them. Elias smiled. Then welcome home. News spread fast across the galaxy. The coalition denied everything. Claimed the project never existed. But it was too late. Humans shared the truth. The recordings. The scars. The stolen technology. Other species watched. Some were afraid. Some were ashamed. They learned something new about humans that day. Humans were not the strongest. They were not the biggest. They were not the most advanced. But when one of their own was threatened, they stood together. The giant woman was no longer called a weapon. Humans gave her a name. She chose it herself. Solara, she said, because humans showed me light. Months later, Elias stood on a human world. A real sky above him. No calles. No chance. Solara stood nearby, watching children play. They were not afraid of her. They waved. She waved back, carefully. Elias looked up at her. Do you still think I should not have bought you? She smiled gently. No, she said. You should never have owned me. She paused. But you freed me. Elias laughed quietly. The narrator's voice closed the story. I thought buying her was my biggest mistake. I was wrong. The mistake was believing the galaxy could decide who deserved freedom. Humans never ask for permission to do what is right. And somewhere far away, in the dark corners of space, those who once despised the Giantess now feared something else. Not her strength, but the humans who stood beside her.